In a galaxy where hope is measured in survival alone, humanity's greatest protector has become its greatest executioner. The Imperium of Man claims to stand as the last wall between mankind and extinction, yet behind its towering banners and sacred prayers lies a truth too terrible to face. Entire worlds are erased with a single command. Billions are sacrificed without ceremony. Children are turned into weapons, minds are broken into machines, and human lives are spent like fuel to keep an ancient empire breathing for one more day. These are not accidents, nor the acts of madmen. They are policy. They are necessity. And they are crimes committed in the name of survival. The Imperium does not ask whether an act is moral, just whether it is effective. In this universe, mercy is a weakness humanity can no longer afford. The Imperium of Man is a galaxy-spanning regime locked in endless war against aliens, demons, heretics, and even itself. It is an empire built on fear, obedience, and sacrifice, ruled in the name of a silent god-emperor who has not spoken in 10,000 years. To its citizens, the Imperium is salvation. To its enemies, it is annihilation. But beneath the propaganda and prayers lies a darker reality. Humanity survives not because it is protected, but because it is consumed. The Imperium survives by grinding its own people into dust, believing that any price is acceptable if extinction is delayed. Every law, every execution, every atrocity is justified with the same words: there is no other way. This is not a story of good versus evil. It is a story of desperation. In a universe that offers no forgiveness, the Imperium chose control over compassion and cruelty over collapse. But at what point does survival lose its meaning? When humanity is preserved only in body, stripped of dignity, freedom, and choice, can it still be called humanity at all? As we explore the darkest crimes the Imperium commits to keep mankind alive, one question will haunt every moment of this journey: did the Imperium save humanity, or did it merely ensure that humanity would live on as something unrecognizable, broken, and forever damned? Exterminatus is the ultimate expression of the Imperium's philosophy: survival outweighs life itself. When a world is deemed beyond saving, overrun by chaos, consumed by xenos, or tainted by heresy, the Imperium does not attempt evacuation or redemption. Instead, it chooses annihilation. Planetary governors may beg, populations may still pray to the Emperor, but the order is final. Virus bombs are released, oceans boil away, atmospheres ignite, and continents burn until nothing remains but ash and memory. Billions of men, women, and children die not because they failed humanity, but because their existence poses a risk to it. To the Imperium, exterminatus is not genocide, it is containment. A single corrupted world could doom entire star systems. In this cold logic, mercy becomes a luxury humanity cannot afford. Commanders who issue the order are praised for their resolve, even as they condemn loyal citizens to oblivion. There are no monuments for the dead, no mourning for the lost. A destroyed planet is simply erased from imperial records, its sacrifice folded quietly into the endless war effort. The true horror of exterminatus lies not in its destruction, but in its normalization. It is a button that can be pressed again and again, turning mass murder into routine administration. Worlds are not homes, they are assets. When an asset is compromised, it is destroyed. In choosing exterminatus, the Imperium reveals a terrifying truth: humanity is not preserved as individuals or cultures, but as a concept. And when 1 billion lives must be erased to protect that idea, the Imperium does not hesitate. Every single day, thousands of psychers are dragged screaming into the depths of Terra, never to be seen again. Their crime is not heresy or rebellion, it is birth. Psychers are born with a dangerous connection to the warp, and the Imperium fears them as much as it needs them. To keep the Emperor alive upon the Golden Throne, these psychers are sacrificed in a constant, unending ritual. Their souls are burned away, their life force consumed to power a corpse god who can no longer speak. To Imperial doctrine, this is a holy duty. Psychers are taught that their deaths are noble, that their suffering gives meaning to their existence. In reality, they are fuel. Without their sacrifice, the Astronomicon would fail, warp travel would collapse, and the Imperium would fragment into darkness. This necessity has transformed mass human sacrifice into a daily administrative process, stripped of emotion and reflection. What makes this crime especially horrifying is its scale and permanence. This is not a temporary measure or an emergency response, it is the foundation of the Imperium's survival. Generation after generation is born only to be consumed. The Imperium does not seek a solution, because sacrifice is easier than hope. In feeding the Golden Throne, humanity sustains its protector by destroying itself, one soul at a time. Servitors are everywhere in the Imperium, yet rarely acknowledged as human. They clean the halls of hive cities, reload weapons aboard warships, and perform surgeries with mechanical precision. But beneath the steel plating and implanted circuitry lies a truth the Imperium prefers to ignore: servitors were once people. Criminals, debtors, political dissidents, and sometimes innocent citizens are condemned not to death, but to erasure. Their minds are lobotomized, their memories wiped, and their bodies repurposed as living machines. This fate is considered merciful by imperial standards. A servitor does not rebel. It does not question orders. It does not consume resources beyond its function. In a civilization obsessed with efficiency, stripping a human of identity is seen as practical. Some servitors, however, retain fragments of awareness, flickers of pain, fear, or recognition trapped inside unresponsive bodies. These remnants are ignored, dismissed as mechanical error. The crime of servitors is not merely enslavement, but the destruction of personhood. Death at least acknowledges humanity, servitude denies it entirely. By turning people into tools, the Imperium crosses a line where human life is no longer sacred, only useful. In a society that worships machinery and efficiency, servitors stand as a grim reminder that humanity itself has become expendable. Hive worlds are monuments to imperial cruelty, vast cities stacked miles high, where billions live without ever seeing the sky. In the upper levels, nobles feast and govern. Below them, endless layers of workers toil in darkness, choking on polluted air, surviving on minimal rations. Children inherit their parents' labor, spending their lives feeding machines they will never understand. Escape is impossible. The hive is not a city, it is a cage. This suffering is not accidental. It is engineered. The Imperium believes hardship breeds obedience, and desperation ensures productivity. A starving population does not rebel, it endures. As long as weapons are forged and quotas are met, the lives spent are considered acceptable losses. Disease, malnutrition, and workplace deaths are so common they are barely recorded. The crime of the hive worlds lies in their permanence. This is not a temporary sacrifice for wartime survival, it is a system designed to grind humanity down generation after generation. The Imperium does not uplift its people, it consumes them. In the depths of the hive, survival itself becomes an act of quiet resistance, and hope is the rarest resource of all. The Inquisition exists to protect humanity from threats both real and imagined, and it does so without restraint. Inquisitors answer to no law, no court, and no authority but their own judgment. A whispered accusation, a corrupted relic, or a hint of warped taint is enough to condemn entire populations. There are no trials, no appeals, and no certainty of innocence. Suspicion alone is a death sentence. To the Inquisition, mercy is dangerous. One spared heretic could doom a world. One unchecked cult could open a gateway to chaos. In this mindset, the death of innocence is not tragic, it is preventative. Torture is justified as interrogation. Purges are framed as cleansing. Planets burn so that others may live a little longer. The true crime of the Inquisition is not its brutality, but its certainty. It believes absolutely in its own righteousness, leaving no room for doubt or restraint. In seeking to protect humanity's soul, the Inquisition destroys its compassion, replacing justice with fear. The Imperium survives, but trust dies with every innocent executed in the name of security. The Space Marines are hailed as humanity's greatest defenders, living symbols of the Emperor's will. But their creation begins with theft. Children are taken from feral worlds, hive slums, and war-torn planets, forced into brutal trials designed to kill the weak. Only the most violent, resilient, and ruthless survive. Even then, most die during the implantation process, their bodies rejecting the genetic transformation. Those who survive are no longer human in any meaningful sense. Their emotions are dulled, their lives consumed by war and obedience. They will never know family, love, or freedom. Childhood is stripped away, replaced with indoctrination and endless combat. To the Imperium, this is a necessary sacrifice. Super soldiers are worth more than ordinary lives. The crime here is not just exploitation, but erasure. The Imperium does not ask for volunteers, it takes children and reshapes them into weapons. In saving humanity from external threats, it destroys countless human futures. The Space Marines stand as heroes to the Imperium, but their existence is built on stolen lives and silenced choices. In the end, the Imperium of Man survives not because it is just, but because it is ruthless. Every crime we have seen, every burned world, every sacrificed soul, every stolen childhood, is committed with the same belief, that extinction is worse than any atrocity. And perhaps, in a galaxy filled with monsters, that belief is not entirely wrong. The Imperium stands against horrors that would erase humanity without hesitation. But the cost of that resistance is measured in humanity itself. What remains is a civilization that still breathes, still fights, yet barely remembers why life was worth saving in the first place. Its people endure, but do not live. Its protectors defend, but do not feel. Its rulers preserve the species while quietly destroying everything that once gave it meaning. Survival has become an excuse so powerful that no crime is unforgivable, no sacrifice too great, no innocence truly sacred. This is the true tragedy of the Imperium. Not that it commits evil, but that it believes it has no other choice. In saving humanity from the darkness beyond the stars, it has embraced a darker path of its own. And so the final question lingers, unanswered and unavoidable: if humanity survives stripped of compassion, freedom, and dignity, is it truly alive, or is it merely existing, trapped in an endless war where the greatest enemy was never the galaxy, but the price it chose to pay to remain in it?